Hi, welcome to 3D Animation Exam. I am Autodesk Maya online teacher. Today we are going to create models like bridge, there is garden bridge, grass, water, ground, etc. Okay, let's start. Now I have drawn the curve already on which we are going to create the footsteps for the bridge and duplicate it using motion paths and those kind of techniques, and we will be creating this balusters and the base for the bridge, handrails, all that using this curve only. So okay, let's start. First we'll create the footstep, polygon primitives cube. Width can be like 6, should be okay, I feel. This will be changing it. Okay, depth can be like 0.6, 0.7, and this one is 5 is okay. That can be 0.6. Okay, it's fine. Now we have to duplicate this. Before that we have to do UV unravel. Only then we have to do the duplication. Go to face mode, select the parallel XZ axis faces, and UV planar projection from Y. Okay, this is done. Then this side and this side, it's YZ. So go to UV. From X you project. Done. This one and this one too. This is from Z, we have to project it. It's done. Go to object mode, UV editor. Now we have to bring everything in the layout, assemble. This is from the top. Okay. This one is the side, it should not be so big. Scale it up. You can see here. Okay, this one is correct, only this one we should scale down. It should be to the size of this one. Only this height it should have. So okay, right. Now select this also and keep it inside this. Select all of this and little scale down. Keep it in the middle. Right. Now this one is over. Now we can do the beveling. Edit mesh, bevel settings, edit reset settings. Okay, this you can reduce this fraction to 2.25. Yes, okay. Now we will name this as baluster footsteps. Now let's duplicate it by making it travel on this curve. Go to rigging, constraint, select the cube and this curve, go to constraint, motion paths, attach to motion path, and the time slider should be actually 50, 1 to 50 frames. First I will switch off the follow and show you, then you will know the importance of follow. So attach, so rewind it. So now if I duplicate this, you will see all over the curve. Before that I want to in the graph editor make it linear. Done. Now you see there is no change in the velocity. This is how it should be. Now go to animation module, visualize, create animation snapshot, and time slider is on, fast update is on, snapshot. Now we can see it has duplicated the footsteps, but it is not along the curve. That is, it should be like this. It should be like this, but now it is like this. It should not be like this. So delete this, go to footstep again, attribute, motion path, switch on the follow. Now if you see, the y-axis is towards a curve, z-axis should be towards a curve, that is front axis should be, this is here, no, this is z-axis, this should be towards a curve. So here in front axis you should change it to z. Now you can see the z-axis is towards the curve. Now let's move this time slider and see. Okay, follow, go to right and play it and see. Yeah, follow is on, right? Follow is up axis, it should be, y axis should be towards up, that is towards the sky. So once we change the up axis to y, the follow is come, you can see the effect of follow. So now you go to right view and see the cube is traveling along the curve, it is orienting towards the geometry of the curve. This is what we want. Now you go to visualize, rewind it, visualize, create animation snapshot, same settings, snapshot. Now you can see it is so perfect that it looks like one single object. Actually it is all separate objects, you can see that. Now one thing what I want is, I want gaps between this. So what we have to do is, we have to make this cube small. After that we have to do it. So again delete, make it little small in the inputs of the main cube, the source cube. Its depth 0.5 or 0.45 we can do. Okay, 0.4 we will try. Again select the curve, go to constraint, motion path, attach to motion path. That is okay. Already the motion path is there. Motion path node is there. We have to undo it. Let's delete the motion path and do it freshly. Select the cube and the curve. Go to constraint, motion paths, attach to motion. And again switch on the follow. And here Y. Here up axis should be Y, front axis should be Z. Only we did it. Now it's okay. It's done. Go to graph editor. Make it linear. Now visualize animation snapshot. So this gap is what we want. Okay. Now we can switch off the wireframe on shader. Now what else we have to do is we have to rename this. It comes in the name of transform 1 to 50 because 50 frames are there. Per frame 50 it is duplicated. So we have to rename this. Select this in the outliner and go to rename mode in the top. Here type food step, enter. It will itself count the numbers and add the numbers to the name. So now we have to delete the history. Go to edit, delete by type history, bring it out of the group and create a new group. Control G, TRP, footsteps, right. This source footstep mesh, we can hide it. Now we have to create the base for the bridge. So go to take the cube again and increase the width. Go to top here, it's better. Okay. Now height can be okay. It can be little increased. Yeah, it is okay. And depth should be decreased to 0.1 like that. Now go to right view and keep it here. That is under the footsteps. Here should be the base, right? So keep it here and you should snap this geometry center to the beginning of the curve. Here at the beginning of the curve, select the cube, press V in the keyboard and snap it in the center. Now you can see it is in the center of the curve's beginning. So this is how it should be. Now go to right view again, bring it here, select all the vertices of the cube and place it like this. It should be below the footsteps. Okay. Now go to face mode and select the face. Now we are going to do curve extrusion. Select the face, select the curve, go to modeling, edit mesh, extrude settings. Yes, this is selected. Do the extrude. Now you will see there is no division, we have to increase the division. Division should be 50. Now it has come up. Okay, so we have to adjust here, like translation, this we can adjust even the curve. I'll go to right view and adjust it, because it should not have a bend. Now it's done. It's right below the bridge, that is footsteps. Now we have got the bridge base. Yep. And now select the bridge base, delete by type history, name it as base. Now for this base we need to do the UV unwrapping. Before that we can do the beveling. Select the corners. Okay. Only corners we need, because these portions we won't be seeing until finally. So only corners are needed to be beveled. Go to edit mesh, bevel. Now we have to decrease the fraction. 0.2 should be okay, right? So 0.2 is good. Now we have to do UV unwrap for this. So select it. See that we have not selected the additional faces. So only top and bottom we have to select. This side we don't need. This side also we select. Right. Just check it out. Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay, I feel. Now this side portion also I feel okay, we will not do that. Along with this we can do. Now go to UV, planar settings, project from Y. Yeah, done. I'll go to UV and keep it separate. And we have to unfold this. Make it separate. This is top, so you can see this one is bottom and this one is top. You can see that. See. This one is top and this one is bottom. Now first I will unfold the top. Shift press hold, right click and unfold. Fix. Yes. Now what we have to do is we have to straighten the edges. Right. So same thing we do for this too. Go to unfold, then straighten the edges. Right. It's done. Now keep it on this only. Right. For the other things we have to do. Go to face mode, this one and this one. This is not going to be new, but still we will do. From the Z we have to project, right? Go to UV, keep it here. This also we can rotate. Go to the UV toolkit, open the transform. You will see rotate tools. Here we can rotate it, right? Put it here. Right. Now what is remaining is the sides, this side and that side. So you can select it like this. Just check whether it is rightly selected or not. Yes, I think it's okay. Now go to UV, project it from x-axis. Right, it's done. For this, if you see, because the shape is curved, here also it has come up like curve. We have to straighten this UV. Select the UV. So first one we select and do unfolding. It comes like this. We will do like straighten the UV. Yeah, done. Now do the same for this too. Unfold, then straighten the UV. Yeah, done. Now move it and place it on the same thing. Rotate this too. Put it like this. Now assemble these things here. Before that, we have to rotate this back and put it here. Scale down this, and we have to check the ratio now. This one is from the top we view. That is the thing. This one is side, keep here only, and this one is the front and back part. It should be very small. Like if I rotate it, it should be to this size. So till that size we should match the size of this. Then it's okay. Right. Now we can rotate it back, keep it somewhere here, so that we need not apply the, that is copy paste the texture here one thing, here one thing, here one thing, doing all in one. So the texture size will get reduced and the render will happen fast. Okay. Now UV unwrapping for the base is done. What else is remaining is balusters, that is supporting cylinders on the bridge, and handrail. We can delete the history for this, right? Now go to polygon primitives, cylinder, caps 0, and radius should be like 0.1, and okay, I feel now 0.07 is okay. Yeah, right. Height should be more. 4 is okay for me. Now we have to duplicate the this baluster same way we did for the footsteps. Okay, let's name this as baluster. front view, right view. We need to do one thing, that is uh, keep the curve here, because here on this, these cylinders will be traveling on this and going to get duplicated on this one. So let's place the curve correctly here, and the cylinders pivot should be in the at the bottom of this cylinder. So what I will do is, rather than moving the pivot to the bottom, I will move the cylinder using the vertices up. You can use the grid snap. Right. Let's snap off. Now we have kept the curve, but it's in the middle. It's okay. First we'll duplicate it, then we'll do the rest of the things. Select the baluster curve and go to key module, constraint, motion paths, same settings. For this, in the case of baluster, we don't need to activate the follow. Okay. Right. Now go to Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor, select the curve, linear it. Now I feel one thing we can do, that is height can be little shorter, 3.5 let's try. Okay. 3.5 is okay. Go to right view, and we have to adjust it again. Okay, now it's traveling like this. Linear graph, making it linear is done. Now we can do the animation sweep shot. Go to visualize, animation snapshot, settings, same settings. We got the balusters right on the footsteps. So we have to rename it, select them. In the rename section, rename it as baluster. Now edit, delete by type history, bring it out, group it, name it as same baluster, and we have to place them on the right side and duplicate them. This original one we can hide it. Go to front view and place it properly. See whether it is seated correctly or not. Yeah, it's seated. Now if this is right side, you have to duplicate this and keep it on the left side. For that, before duplicating and mirroring, we have to do one thing: group it, So the pivot comes here for the ultimate group. Now if you put -1 in the scale X, it will go here. Then you can bring the group balusters left out and delete the group that you just created for the mirroring. Okay, now you have the group, the supporting cylinders here and here also. Now what is remaining is the handrail. Before that we have to increase the size of this supporting cylinders. For that, if you see, the pivot will be in the center. It won't be inside the geometry, but it should be inside the geometry only. So select each one, go to modify center pivot. Right. Now select them and go to scaling and use this icon. Okay, in fact it should be, so that it should make a difference from the rest of the cylinders. Right. We can do. Now this cube should be a little bigger because to match the size of the cylinder. Apply center pivot for this too and scale it a little bit. It's enough. We can move here. Right. Same do here. Modify center pivot. Move it. Okay. Now we have to create the handrail. For that, place the curve where it should be. On the top of the cylinders it should be. So place it rightly. Maximize the window and do it. Go to right view. Okay. Now we are going to do the curve extrusion for this. Create a cube, or we will do extrusion, curve extrusion. Instead of face extrusion, we will do curve extrusion. Select the curve. We select the circle and the curve. Go to surfaces, extrude settings. Extrude. Now for this curve, that is the circle, go to its inputs and make it 4. Why? Because we need it to be cubical. So we can make this degree linear. It shows up like this. Now what you have to do is rotate in the y-axis. Is 45. Let's try. It's okay. Now scale it down. Yeah, got it. Maybe we have to move the curve down, that is the path down. Select the here and move it down, right? Now scale it up. Do only uniform scaling. Okay. Now select it and make it hard edged. Now you have to, if you see, it will be open. That is, if you do lofting, extrusion and all, there you will see an opening here. It will not be closed completely. So we have to do that closing or merging. Go to vertex mode, select all the vertex, edit mesh, merge. Right, it's done. Now we can check, select edge and see it's not opening. Now we have to do beveling. Before that, apply, edit, delete by time history, go to edge, select it, done, and bevel. Decrease the fraction to 0.2 and 3. Okay. Now we have to close this front and back. Go to mesh, fill hole. It's done. Now small adjustment we have to make. There is, here we need to add some points and make it scale it up. This portion here, to scale it up. Right. Go to top and this will do, so that it can be seated. It won't appear outside. For that purpose we are doing it. This is how it should be. Little protruding it can be. So same way that side too. And the points. Here how many points? 3 points are there. There is 3 edges are there. So we have this here. Go to top view. Scale it up. Project it a little more. Okay. Okay, this side is done. Now we have to apply smooth. Before that, let's do the UV unwrapping. Like you can directly do this, like I'll show you. Go to UV, planar. From Y I will do it first. Now what I will do is, I just select this line that is here. Okay, this line I have selected, or this line I have selected. Now I'll go to UV unwrapping and press hold shift and say cut. Now what I will do is maybe I will unfold this. Right. Now this one is this front and back face we can project it separately. From Z we have to project them. So only this thing we have to do. Again unfold it. Right. Now make it straight. And just to switch on this and see. Okay, that's fine. So keep it here. The squares should be matching. It's matching. Right. Now place in the middle, that is horizontally. Go to transform, rotate. Maybe you can scale it up. It's already in the middle of the 0 1 space. This is called 0 1 space. This is called 0 1 space. This is 0, this is 1 1 1. So it's called 0 1 space in the UV. Now it's done. We can duplicate, rename this and duplicate handwrite, right. So we need to apply smooth also. Before that, let's delete the history, mesh smooth. Let's see if it's okay. Yes, we'll go to faces and this we can avoid and see whether it works or not. Go to mesh smooth. Yeah, this is good. You can even increase it more, divisions too. Right, yes. Now we can duplicate this and -1 in the scale X, right? We got placed on the website and it is ready. And we have to hide these curves. Now let's create the ground for the bridge. Go to create polygon primitives, plane, scale it up. It will be like this. Switch off the grid in the settings. Okay, like is we may have to increase the polygons. So go to inputs, subdivision width, height, increase it 2020. Okay. Now we have to make a dent here for the water to flow. So go to right view and vertices. Here can make a dent. Can be little curved. Okay, that's enough. Now let's put in shape mode and see now. Ground cannot be so regular like this. It should have some bumps and dents and all. So for that, let's go to mesh tools, sculpting tools, and sculpt. Now you can just create some bumps there. So this side also. Okay. Now one thing we have to do is this place we have to reduce, only this place. Okay. So press Ctrl here. Right. This side also will do the same thing. Now what we have to do is we have to create the UV wrapping. Before that we can apply retopologize, edit reset settings and retopologize. Tweak a little here in the retopologize parameters. The topology regularity should be 1 and face uniformity should also be 1. Right. Now we can do the UV wrapping. Planar. From y-axis we have to project. UV, unfold it, scale it down a little, done. Now actually we can delete the history for this. Okay, and we are going to paint effects on this. Okay, so before that, let's rename it as ground. Go to Windows, General Editors, Content Browser. This, let's apply this grass. There is this one, grass, wind, wide. It's nice grass, and we have to make it. Now I'm going to paint it. See how it is going to come. It will come like this, but we want the grass to come on rightly on the surface. Wherever there is bend, it should go there. So for that, select this ground, go to this snaps and switch on the last icon of the snap. It's called make it live. That is, when we are applying the paint effects, it will paint rightly on the surface. Okay, now if you paint, see how it's coming. Only on the surface it comes. So this is the advantage. Okay, it should come like that only, very right. Okay, let's try now again. Okay, select the surface. Now select the grass you want again. This is the grass we want, grass wind wide. Now before that, we have to make it live and make paintable. Go to generate and say make paintable. Now you can see the brush is turning according to the surface. So this is what we want. Now let's paint and see the size of the grass. Okay, it can be a little more bigger. So enlarging the brush size using the B in the keyboard and left mouse button together. Beside the grasses should be more. So on the slopes, grasses should be less. As much as possible, it will be one single stretch you painted. Okay, here a little, here also a little. So this side is over. Let's paint here. taking time to orbit. Yeah, now it's finished. Now we have to convert these strokes, that is these paint effects, to polygons. Go to modify, convert paint effects to polygons. Okay, go to its settings, edit reset settings. It should be actually more. Increase it to the maximum. Now convert it. Takes time. Yeah, done. Now you can open and see only one mesh is there. That is why without in single stretch we painted this side, and in another one single stretch we painted this side, so that we have got only two meshes. So bring it out and delete the groups. Edit, delete by type history, and you can delete the strokes. It become heavy, scene will become heavy. So go to shader and make the translucency 0 and diffuse should be 1. The reflections should be 0 and cosine power should be 1 or 2. Specular can be little shiny. The same values apply here too. Diffuse 1, translucency 0, cosine 2, reflection 0. Okay. Now grass is done, bridge is done, and the ground is also done. Water is the remaining. Go to create polygon primitives, plane, scale it up. Keep it a little low. This. Okay. Now change the size of the water body. Okay, let's make this nicer. Now height can be a little more, height can be less. Okay, let's rename it as water, and this is like grass near, that is near camera. This is grass far from camera. Okay, so ground, water, and land is also ready. Now we are going to shade it. So first we will apply the shader for the ground. Okay, go to Windows, rendering editors, hyper shade. Now create these shaders are blend shaders. It is created automatically by the paint effects. What we are going to create is Arnold standard surface shader, Arnold standard shader surface, standard surface. Now select the ground and assign material to selection. Double click on it, rename it as ground shader, don't need specular for this ground because it's matte. There is no shining for that. Now go to color, checker box, apply some texture. I have the grass, that is ground texture I have ready, so I will apply that. So texture is done. I select this and go to UV, you will see the texture. Okay. Now let's create shader for the water. Go to create shader surface, standard surface, select the water, assign material to selection, double click on it, rename it as water shader. Now let's apply, we need shining specular for this, so let's keep it, roughness should be 0. Now we are going to apply the texture for, not for the color, for the bump we are going to apply. Before that we will change the color to blue color. That is sorry, not blue, it's like almost like grass color we will create. Like this. Wow. Actually it should look like little muddy, and green color also should be there, can be little darker. Metalness can be 0.15 and index of reflection 1.7. Now we have to apply the bump texture in the geometry, bump mapping. Go to the checker box, and here in under the 2D textures you will find the water that we are doing. So small changes you can see here. There is some bump. Let's change here, then we will go to the bump section. Here number of waves can be 4, and you can see the water flow kind of thing is happening when I move this wave time. So here we should increase the waves and frequency of waves, sub waves, secondary waves, that is. So smoothness can be full, and this can be 0 only. Amplitude can be little, okay. This frequency we may change it once we render it. We may have to change it. Okay, done. Now bump value should be 0.005. It should be very less. Okay, if it needs we can increase it. Now go to shader, back to the shader. Here we have to apply some transmission, that is transparency. We have to apply a little transparency. Okay, now water is done, land is done. This bridge base we will apply. can smaller these icons, create standard surface, select the bridge base, assign material to selection, double click on it, and we don't need specular for this, so make the specular weight to 0. Go to checker box of the color under base, file, image name. We are going to apply the wood texture which I already have, so that one I'll apply. And like this one I will apply. This will apply in C. Okay. This one will apply. Okay. Just come up nice. Now we have to increase the diffuse roughness to 0.8. And next thing we have to apply shader is for the footsteps. Any one you select and apply. First in the beginning, go to create, standard surface, select any one thing, assign material to selection, step shader, specular should be 0, go to color, checker box, file, open, we are going to apply the same texture for all these moves. So okay, for this it's applied, it's nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just select the rest of the footsteps and assign material to selection. Go here to the hierarchy, select all of them and assign it. For the bridge base, we didn't rename the shader, so let's rename it base shader. Right. Now we have to apply the shader for cylinders. Same way, any one thing you select and apply. Create shader surface. Standard surface, name it as cylinder. Okay, shader, select and assign material to selection, specular 0. For all woods, specular should be 0. In this case, file open. Use the same texture. Okay, it's fine. Now select the rest of the cylinders. Say apply. Okay, fine. And this side also. Okay, right. Can be a little dark actually. This. Okay, now the remaining thing is the handrail. I'll create the shader for the handrail. Handrail shader. Select both of them and apply. Specular to 0. Then the same texture. Yeah, it's okay from the distance, it's okay. Otherwise, we will have to create a very big texture. It will consume rendering time. So for now, I have created only 700 into 700 texture. Okay, the bridge is done. And let's create a light and see whether any shader tweaking is necessary. Go to Arnold, lights, area light, scale it up and rotate it in X 90, sorry, minus 90. Okay. Let's switch off the normalize and increase the intensity to 1.5 and exposure to 0.5, and the color of the light be little yellow of sun, and diffuse can be like 1.5, and specular is not needed, so let it be the default. Okay. We may have to change the color of the grasses. Let's do that. Select the grass, go to its texture, and here we have to change its color to that is matching the ground's grass color. Okay. Here it should be 80 or 82 is okay. And let's see how it looks for this also. Okay. Let's render and see, and we'll create a camera. Renderable on in the output settings, display options, these things switch on. Or scan can be 1.5. Okay, let's render and see. And now yeah, it's nice. I feel these cylinders can be even more darker. The water is nice actually. If it's still rendering. Sorry. Okay, now let's create little more waves for the water. Select the water, go to attribute, water shader, and go to the bump. There is geometry, texture, and frequency. There is first. Let's work on bump 0.01, 0.1. This is too much, so it's not. The water is not so. The volume of water is not so much, so there won't be this much waves. Can reduce it, but first we can just adjust these parameters, then we will come to reduction. Okay, this I feel okay. Now let's reduce it back to 0.005. We can increase the bump actually. 0.05, let's try 0.05, or 0.02. This is okay. Can actually animate here in the wave time. In the first frame you have to just say set key, and in the last frame there is 50 or 500 or something. It can be wave time full. Then after that, if you render, you will see the animation, but it takes time, so we cannot show in this video the rendering. It's rendering, yeah, it's done. So this is the thing, guys. If you want any modification, like making the cylinders, balusters dark or something, it can be done actually. Yeah, I feel this is okay. Maybe I can show you a little close up. If we increase the water's reflection also, will be nice. It's actually duplicating the pixels. It's done. Only this place. Here also. It's done. See, you can see it's 58 seconds per frame. So I'll show you like this. It's rendering. You can see it's duplicating the pixels here and all. It's very sharp. Now in few seconds it will become soft. Here also it's very sharp, pixelated. In few seconds it will become smooth. See, it's becoming smooth. Once this is over, means rendering is finished. It's done. It is taking again the 58 seconds, that is near 1 minute nearly. So this is the thing. Okay guys, that's it for today. You can visit my website 3danimationyagna.com to know more about my online classes and YouTube links. Please subscribe my channel to see more videos on my software. Thanks for being with me. Cheers.